Hi friends, and welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. Today we are part of a fun collaboration, and I'll let you know more about that in a few minutes. But before we get on to the video, a quick shout out to my grandson, Braden. We love you so much, and we miss you, and we think about you every single day. So with all of that, let's get to crafting.
Okay, DIY number one. So I have this sign from Dollar Tree, and the other sign I got, I think, from our grocery store a couple years back. But I'm going to take and remove the paper from the front of both of those signs. And that other one took me a while. This one came off really easy. But once I got that top layer off, I'm then going to spritz them both down with some water and let them sit for about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to take my paint scraper and scrape off that excess paper. Now, if you don't want to go through all this trouble, you could definitely just use the back side of it and cover up the front. Then I'm going to paint both of them with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Ivory. And then after that was dry, I'm going to take the small one here and I'm going to just add some Mod Podge all over to the front of my sign. I'm just going to brush it all on and then I'm going to let it dry. Then I got this napkin from Brandy. She sent this. This is part of her TDS a supply, and oh my goodness, it is so pretty. I just love that birdhouse. So I cut out this square and I removed both plies. There's two plies to it, and I'm just going to lay it out on my sign here. I'm going to cover it with my parchment paper and go over it with my heat press. The parchment paper protects the napkin, and the heat press causes the Mod Podge to reactivate and the napkin to stick. And then I'm going to go over it again with some more Mod Podge for that protective coat. Now you could decoupage this any way that you like to decoupage. This is just my favorite way of doing it. Then I have this mold. It's an IOD mold, and I'm going to use some air dry clay, and I'm going to create 4 of these strips. I'm trying to think of what you call them. Anyways, but if you don't have IOD molds, you can get all kinds of these molds from like Amazon. They have a lot of ones that have the trim. That's the word I was looking for. Trim molds that have these different trims on them. So you could definitely recreate it. This if you want. Anyways, I'm just gonna smooth out my clay here. I'm going to use this little icing spatula to just kind of go along the back side of it to make it all even. And then after that, I'm going to remove it. And I did not even add cornstarch to these molds. I completely forgot, and they came out perfectly. So after that, I decided to use this as a bird one from IOD, and I'm going to just create one of the birds here. And I'm just going to do the same thing. Again, you can find, if IOD is too expensive for you, you can definitely find molds with birds on Amazon as well. And then I'm going to use my DecoArt metallic paint in the color Glorious Gold, and I'm going to paint that bird with the Glorious Gold. And after it's all painted, I'm making sure to get the edges too, because sometimes you forget the edges and you can see that clay. I'm going to use my Rich Espresso by DecoArt, and I'm going to paint over the trim here. Now, after I got done, I'm like, this just looks nasty. It just looks bulky. I don't know. I wasn't happy with the way it looked. So I'll show you what I do with it in a minute. So I'm just laying them out over my board here, and I'm using that little icing spatula to cut them. And then I'm just going to use my Titebond Quick and Thick multi-surface glue here to glue them all in place. And you see the little gaps? Well, then I took and I cut out the little flowers, and then I'm just kind of covering up all the ends with just kind of, I don't know, smoothing it out. I do end up painting over it with that Rich Espresso, but then I glue it to the corners. Then I'm going to use my Titebond glue here. I'm going to glue the small sign onto the bigger sign. And again, the Titebond glue is for a permanent hold, and it does set really quickly. It's, about 5 minutes and it's set. So I'm going to glue that in place, and then I'm going to take some gold rub and buff. No, gilding wax, and I started going over the flowers, and then I'm like, oh, that is much better, because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this, but once I added that gold, it just popped. Then I'm going to use that Type Bond glue to glue that bird in place, and then I decided, okay, this needs something around the big sign, so I'm going to take my Waverly Antique Wax. I'm just going to distress around this sign, just like you see me doing right there. And after I'm done, I did distress the middle part a little bit too. I just felt like there was just too much white. And so I'm going to take my hot glue, and I'm going to glue on some Spanish moss here, and I'm just going to add this on. Now I got this from, I think, Amazon, but you can get it at Dollar Tree. Sometimes you can get it at Hobby Lobby. And then I have these, you can get them at Walmart too. I got these ranuncula flowers from Walmart. I just love them. They are such pretty colors. And there was some orangey colors, flowers in that picture. So I decided to add those, and it had some of these little yellow sprigs with it. So I added some of those. And then I had some little white flowers from Hobby Lobby that I went ahead and added a few here and there. And then I'm just going to add my twine hanger back to it. And that's all there was for this. I think it came out really pretty, and I hope you enjoy it too. Yeah, let me know in the comment box below what you think of this one. Okay, so today have gotten together with Brandy, the DIY struggle, and she sent us all some of her beautiful napkins that come in her collection for us to craft with. And so make sure you check out the playlist, because I'm sure you're going to get all kinds of inspiration with her beautiful napkins. And then make sure you check out her channel as well as her website to see all the beautiful things that she has on there that you could purchase for your crafting needs. I will have links to the playlist as well as her site in my description box below. Okay, DIY number 2. I have this wood egg. Now this one I got from Amazon, but you could use any egg shape from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to use some painter's tape. I had marked off the middle section there, and I'm going to use my painter's tape, and I'm going to paint the bottom of it with Waverly chalk paint in the color moss, and the top with Waverly chalk paint in the color ivory. And after it was dry, I'm going to take my Mod Podge again, and I'm just going to go over the top part of the egg, the white part. And I'm going to, again, let it dry. And while it was drying, excuse me, guys, I'm going to take this beautiful napkin. Oh my goodness. I think this was my favorite napkin. I just loved this one. And I'm going to take, and I am going to use my paintbrush. I'm going to put some water on it, and I'm going to go around the top part of the lacy area, and I'm going to use that to rip that all out. And I'm going to do rip that from the whole napkin. And afterwards I thought, I'm not sure if I like the way that looks, so I just went ahead on the bottom part and used my scissors. And usually I like the water look, but for some reason I just thought, with this napkin, I can get close to that lace to make it look fine. And then I took and cut out some of the flowers here, and I'm going to remove the plies, which is a 3-ply, or sorry, two extra plies. And once I get that removed, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I showed you all of that. I don't think I meant to. I'm going to, there we go, get that all removed. I'm going to lay it down where I want it, and I'm going to cover it again with my parchment paper and go over it again with my heat press. And then I decided it needed to be a little fuller, so I added, I guess before I got to that step, I took my lace, and I'm laying the lace part down, and I'm just going to do the same thing with my heat press here. And then I decided the flowers needed to look a little fuller. I just wanted it to look fuller, so I cut out another one of those flowers, removed both of the plies, laid it where I wanted it, and then covered it again. And that, I thought, that definitely hit the spot. So then I went over all of it with that protective coat of Mod Podge and let that dry. After it was all dry, I'm going to take some beautiful lace ribbon I had in my stash from Hobby Lobby. I'm just going to make a bow with it, and I just thought this kind of resembled the lace on the napkin. And so I'm going to dovetail the ends, just fold in half and cut at an angle, and I'm just going to glue that right in the middle of the lace. And then after that, I took 2 of the larger tumbling tower blocks. You can get them at Dollar Tree, or you can get them at Five Below. Dollar Tree, they're only $3. So I painted them both with moss. Once they were dry, I'm taking my Tite Bond glue here, and I'm going to glue one to the front as a little stand. And then I'm going to do the same thing and take the Tite Bond glue and glue it to the back. And then after that, I'm like, it needs a little something else. So these are some other flowers that I had from Dollar Tree, and I just took 2 of them, and I'm going to glue them to the base. And then I just took I took 4 of the leaves from those picks, and I'm just going to glue them behind my roses, or they're not roses. I think they're ranunculus as well. And then that's all I did. I absolutely love how this came out. I just think that napkin is so beautiful. Let me know what you think in the comment box below.
Well, here we are. Once again, we are getting close to the end of February. We have about a week left. Can you believe it? Oh, thank goodness we are almost to warmer weather and spring, and I am just looking forward to it. But I hope you enjoyed those projects that I just created. Was so excited when Brandy reached out and asked if we wanted to do another collaboration using some of her beautiful napkins. So make sure you check out her site. I have a link to it. In fact, I always have the link to her site in my description box. She has beautiful stuff that she sells, and so check her out, and I know you would help a fellow YouTuber and you're not going to be disappointed. But anyways, for those of you that are new, I am so glad you are here. My name is Brenda, and this is my spoiled Oliver, who needs a bath and a haircut. But we won't talk about that. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's video, I would love it if you hit that red subscribe button, become part of our YouTube family. Let me know in the comment box that you're new here. I'd love to get to know you. And then for those of you that are here every video, I truly appreciate it more than words can say. And I feel totally blessed, excuse me, to have you guys coming back every video. So before we go on, make sure you give me that thumbs up, comment, hype, all that fun stuff. It really helps me out. And with all of that, let's continue on with the video.
Okay, it is a time for a celebration of your recreations, and Gayla made these cute pieces. I love your little pillows, and that snowman is adorable. Thank you, Gayla. And then we have Rochelle with Mercy Tree Studio on YouTube, and look at her pieces she made. I love that she made the little stand for her doggy's food. I just love it. Thank you so much, Rochelle. And then Tracy, look at all these beautiful Valentine and winter pieces she made. They are wonderful. Thank you so much, Tracy. And if you have something that you created that you would like me to showcase, you can email pictures to rusticandlacediy@gmail.com, or you can also send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. Okay, DIY number 3. So this one, I have this canvas heart from Dollar Tree, and then the other heart from Dollar Tree as well. I'm going to lay, first I'm going to remove that backing so it will lay flat. And then I'm going to lay it and center it in the heart, and I'm going to use my pencil to outline it, just like you see me doing. And after that, I'm going to take this napkin. Nope, sorry. I'm going to take some paint. Now, this is some paint that I mixed up. So I used Apple Barrel's Burnt Umber, Folk Art's Coffee Latte, and a little bit of Waverly Plaster, and mixed it up. And then I'm going to paint along the outside part of where I traced out that heart. And then once it was all dry, I added some Mod Podge to the middle of my heart, on the white part of the heart. And I'm going to let that dry. And then I took this napkin that Brandy sent us as well, and I'm going to cut out just one of the squares there. And after that, I laid my heart on top of it, and then I'm just using my brush with some water. I need to fill up my bottle. It's getting empty there. I have to really reach down. But I'm going to go around the outside of my heart here to give me an idea of where I need to cut or pull off that napkin, because we're not going to use the whole napkin, and I didn't want all of the napkin sticking out. So once I had that all trimmed up, I'm going to do my favorite way of decoupaging with my parchment paper and heat press. I'm going to get that all added on to that canvas, and then I'm going to go over it again with my Mod Podge just like we all normally do. I know you've probably seen me do this a million times. And then I'm going to take my Titebond glue again. I'm going to go all around the back of this heart, and I'm going to glue that right over my napkin, covering all of the white spot of that heart there. And I just thought this was so pretty with that little couple dancing, and I just thought, what a sweet way to highlight that. Then I'm going to take my gilding wax here in the color gold, and I'm going to use my finger, and I'm just going to go around the edge of my heart. Now, I was sitting here after I did that, and I was trying to figure out what to do with it, and luckily for me, Kathy Jo called, and so I'm like, what should I do? How should I finish this? Because I was just trying to figure out how to finish it. It was her suggestion, so thank you, Kathy Jo. So once I have this all done, I'm just going to add some little hanger holes to that canvas. It cuts really easy with my little crocodile, and then I had some gold ribbon. I'm just going to add that for a hanger. I'm going to thread it through those holes and tie knots, and that's all I did for this one. Super simple, super easy, but I just think it's very beautiful. And you can't go wrong with that napkin, any of her napkins, honestly. I think they were all beautiful. So there it is. The final reveal is coming right up. I only have 3 for you today, but make sure you check out her website. I'll have links to that. I already have a link to it. It's always in my description box. And make sure you check out her channel and the playlist. I'm sure you will get loads of creative ideas. So I will be back again on Sunday for the What Would You Make challenge. So stay tuned for that. And with all of that, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.